Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is I, your trusted Dungeon Master Brian, preparing you for another episode of our Dragon's Demand run-through. But before we begin, as always, I want to make sure everyone knows how to get in touch with the show. You can find us on any one of our social media footprints, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're also out there on YouTube at Roll the Hard 20. Also, if you listen to us on whatever podcast app you listen to us on, please be sure to leave us that 5-star rating and review. It really does help out the analytics, and I could tell that from the analytics so far, we are garnering more listeners, and I can't thank you guys enough. Please keep up the good work. We're doing our end. We're trying to get it out there, and all we ask is that you try to do that as well. And if you feel so inclined to help out the show, there's a couple different ways you can do that. Number one, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast for as little as $1. You too can help out the show, practically giving that shit away. And there's different tiers as well. Head on over there and check that out. Also, second and most important, tell a friend or a family member about us. If you're having a blast listening to the show and you think it's funny or you really like the topics that we're running, all the different APs, then please tell a friend or a family member about it. Maybe they could use a little bit of levity in their life as well. I also wanted to throw out a little fish line out there of kind of something that's going to be coming down the pike. We're going to be having a little bit of probably a mechanics change up in the near future here, and I'm going to kind of keep that under wraps and close to the chest, but I just want to let you know that I think that we're probably going to be doing this, so be prepared. I prepared people before when we were talking about running Carrying Crown or running Hidden Shrine or running Dragon's Demand, or every time we drop hints about running different Delta Green scenarios. This is another one of those hints. This is foretelling the future. And no, I'm not Nostradamus, but I can tell you, I do predict that you should warm up your dice and top off your glass as Roll the Hard 20 podcast presents episode 14 of our Dragon's Demand run-through, Exploring Belhaim. Enjoy, everybody, and please drop us a line.
If you pay me $20, I'll shave my balls.
Oh, no, it's like a pool.
I think you're going to go broke on that one, but
yeah. Does it still grow hair down there? It feels like a trap.
It is. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Do not engage.
Fucking Admiral Akbar.
that's
oh
so
my God.
funny. It still grow hair down there?
Oh God, what have I gotten myself into with you guys?
Oh,
You don't even.
whole lot of trouble.
You don't
Trust me. Wait until I'm at the end of this bourbon, and then we'll talk. I'm missing some dice. All
Nick, are you back up?
Yep.
What's going on, Nick?
Oh, we lost him a couple times already.
Oh yeah, he said I saw his message about the his laptop dying.
Hey, Dad.
How's the Wi-Fi?
She's fine.
I think never.
Whoa. I got a new light, and it's like I'm trying to get it going because I always feel like I'm like
It looks good.
dark.
Yeah, it looks
Amazon.
Dark light
Dark. It's got like all kinds of modes and stuff.
mode.
good. Is it one of those round ones?
No, we were looking at a ring light, but she found this one on Amazon, and it does like different colors. It does like a bright light, a soft light. It changes, and it's like the intensity is just crazy on it.
You have to show me what you got at some point.
All right. Yeah, because I wanted a ring light to just put in front of the camera, because it always feels like the lights that I have at home just aren't bright enough. It always seems like I'm pretty dark in here. So I just set this one up for now. And
Well, Gavin
Still look
ran
good.
some lights around the perimeter of his ceiling, and I think I'm going to get those where they could be different colors like blue, red, yellow, green, whatever. And I guess it's controlled through an app on your phone.
oh,
But whenever I walk in his
huh?
room, it's just this omni color, but it's soft. Unlike these things, which are just
Super white, like hospital.
whoa.
Whoa,
Super white. Where are you going with this?
Yeah.
White light, very bright. LED.
Oh, we ready? Is everybody ready?
Nick, you good?
Yep.
Good.
Nick
Good.
needs a break.
Give me a test.
Test.
Testes 1, testes 2.
Test.
Hairless.
Test.
Hairless testes 1 and
Very good.
2.
You still with me? Ryan, you still there?
Of course, I'm still
All right.
here. I'm like I'm waiting for this to devolve further
Well, I'm going to take a swill, and then we're gonna head on in.
down the rabbit hole.
Make
Greetings.
like a baby and head out.
Hey, my turn. Where you at?
Chris, you are hazardous to my sanity.
Greetings, fellow slingers. Welcome back to Roll the Hard 20 podcast. It is your trusted Dungeon Master, Brian, and with me, the Hard Slingers.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
We enter episode 14 of our Dragon's Demand run-through. So let me get a little bit of a rundown. So you've met with the Baroness Devi and explained to her what happened to cause the Witch Tower to collapse. And she then expressed to you how she would very much like for you to eliminate the Blood Vow Kobold tribe, as they seem to have been responsible for this collapse. She also told you that they're most likely holed up somewhere in the old quarry where they used to mine for limestone several hundred years ago, in which case you did agree to that. You then ventured into Belhaim proper, spent the night there, freshened up. Then you begin to resupply yourselves, and you met Casper Timek of Timek's General Store. After a little bit of coin, he gave you some information about a few of the businesses in town, as well as a rumor that a few of the people had gone missing, possibly due to the kobolds. But he asked that you not mention it to Sheriff Ben Hovey, that he gave you this information. He also mentioned that he could possibly be a source of info, maybe an ally, if you will, maybe. But he told you that there were eyes everywhere watching, and that he had to be careful of this. And looking out of onto the street, I believe it was Stabby actually noticed somebody standing in a darkened alley across the way, but he was unable to determine who this individual was before that individual left. So we pick up, you guys are still in Timek's General Store. He told you that he was going to be closing up the shop a little early this day because 2 gold coins is probably more than he's made in the past 2 days. So I hate to keep you adventurers waiting, but I believe I've given you all the addresses of all the individuals that you asked for in town. Is there anything else I may be of assistance before I basically call it a day?
No, you've been a help, certainly. We'll do a little exploring before we continue on this task.
What about you, little man? You've been up my ass like a tree tick because you gave me coin. You feel I owe you something. Yes, you halfling.
That's the way it works. I give you money, you give me something in return.
I understand that, young man, but we have to be moderate with the information that we exchange with one another. And this is not a one-way street either. There may be times I may need something from you as well.
Beyond gold?
Gold doesn't always do what we need it to do. Anyways, I don't want to keep all of you pestering in my store. Heaven forbid whoever just saw us across the street there reports back to whoever's keeping an eye on the 4 of you.
Suddenly, like completely clueless, Horn suddenly looks over his shoulder across the street.
And you don't even have to make a perception check, but you can tell that there's an empty alley across the way.
Okay.
But Debbie, you saw the individual as well as Timek.
I did. I say to Timek, I say, look, I understand that we're paying you for information. We also don't want to put you or your business in harm's way. We can be discreet, but
That's appreciative.
but we will be back likely for additional information. We will pay for it, of course, because it's risky for you. And I would like to explore later your comment about it's not just gold that you may be looking for and that you may need other assistance.
That is true. And I appreciate your discretion in town when it comes to the mention of my name.
Well, of course, one must always have allies.
We will be discreet. Timek.
Now, one of the things that he had mentioned, I believe Flint Hardshaft, you had asked if there was a blacksmith in town.
Oh, yes, I do recall. Blackus the Smithicus.
Bacchus Smithy.
Bacchus the Smithicus. DM got real lazy on that one.
We're going to have to bet on this because that's true. I told you. But you had asked where it was located. I said it was, the address was number 16 off Canticleer Road. I can barely see that.
So Stebby overhears the that Flint is muttering that he cares to go to the half orc blacksmith.
Yeah.
And I look at him. I said, Flint, it appears we're done with Timek here. Are you ready to go to see the blacksmith?
Yes, I believe Sirkin and I both wanted to see the blacksmith and try to figure out what he's tinkering on and see if he can make us some special items for our journey.
Sounds good to me. Recall that he said, Flint, that the half orc spends a lot of time at Greyhands, so we may not see him at his blacksmithy shop.
No.
But we should check there first.
Yeah, don't make eye contact with him either. He's very shy.
Don't look away. Look away.
A shy half orc.
Oh my gosh.
Had his troubled past.
I'm actually looking for a piece of paper I had and I can't find that damn thing. Anyways, tell me what you guys want to do.
I don't remember what was 16 up. I didn't pull my map up, but
16 is just a short ways. We're at number 5 on Kingfisher Road.
No, we're at 9.
Number 9.
Oh,
we're at 9. So we, Flint, we're basically the
southeast.
Blacksmith is just like southeast.
Okay, we're southeast. Okay, perfect. We go up that way. I mean, the Apothecary's shop was, I think, mailing address number 5, right?
Yeah, if I recall, Apothecary was 5, and that was Apothecary Zenmei. I would like to go there. I have these potions that I picked up early in the Cabal Tower that I'm interested in determining what it is, because it didn't look like a health potion.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we'll stop at the blacksmith, see if he's there. If he's not, then we'll go to the Apothecary afterwards.
My printer just went in some wig mode just now. Sorry. So we're going to go to the Apothecary?
No, we're going
Blacksmith
to
then.
Okay. So he had mentioned that the blacksmith was house number 16 on Canticleer Road. That's actually right across the way from the Wise Piper Inn and the Dodagian livery stable, where you guys originally had dropped off your caravan.
Yep.
And it's not far. I mean, you guys get back out onto the road. It's literally 2 buildings away. As you guys start moving east along Canticleer Road, you could start to smell the soot coming from the anvil and the furnaces and everything else. Your buddy John Henry's texting me because he's got nothing better to do right now. So,
what time of the day is it? Is it still morning around?
Yeah, it's still about 10 o'clock in the morning right now, because you guys did get up a little late, and then you went over and dealt with Timek. You can hear this hammer clinking around. Ting, 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 ting. It sounds like multiple hammers.
It's not late enough for him to be at Greyhands yet.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, unless it's Sunday, then you could be doing brunch.
Or it's an apprentice.
Cheers.
As you guys make your way, you see that there's a a rickety old wooden building. It's got a large wooden awning that extends out probably about 15 feet, providing shade over a couple of these hearths and furnaces. You see anvils underneath this area, and it doesn't look like there's any type of a like a barricade or a mini wall. It's just basically everything that this awning covers appears to be like an invisible barrier where you see several of these individuals working ting 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 ting, and there's not just one half orc. You actually see 5 of them just banging away on metal. Some of them are quenching pieces of iron in water and stuff. Tell me what you'd like to do.
I make an after you gesture to Flint.
Oh. I forgot his name.
This ought to be good.
I know. I always get Blaxus. Was it
Bacchus?
Think
We're
like
looking for
Bacchanal.
We're looking for Black. I got it so drilled in my head now.
What's the name of that guy that played Thurston Howell III? Jim Bacchus, wasn't it?
Bacchus?
Jim Bacchus.
Bacchus.
So think of that. The guy that played Thurston Howell III on Gilligan's Island was Jim Bacchus.
Yeah, that really dates me, but
don't worry.
We're looking for Mr. Smithicus.
You see, he's a smith. He looks at the 4 of you approaching. One of the half orcs does, and without interrupting the other half orcs, he rises up to his full 6 foot 7 inch height, and he looks over at you. You see he's got scraggles of hair sticking off of his head. He's got like a half burned facial hair, and he looks at you and he says, "Well, what could I be of assistance for you?" With his fangs jutting out. You notice that the 2 lower fangs that are jutting are capped with these silver cones on them. What can I do for you, Master Dwarf?
We are currently going to explore outside this area and was wondering if you could maybe do some adjustments to some climbing gear that I recently purchased.
What kind of need do you have?
Maybe some tighter straps on it, and I know we're in town and needed see if I could find up maybe a better axe. See what you had in store there. Lovely teeth you got there. Lovely teeth you got there.
Well, good in the case. No.
Your teeth seem a little loose.
These caps are too heavy. What would you like me to outfit you with, Master Dwarf? I could like me to help secure or reinforce some of the hooks that you have there.
Yes, please.
And he looks at it. Give them to me. Let me take a peek at them.
All right, I'll hand them over.
He looks at him. He's, let me guess. This is that crap Timac be selling you, eh?
Yes, we stopped, but unfortunately he didn't carry my size, so I got him for a slightly larger build, and
it's gonna be 2 silver, but we'll reinforce it for you.
All right, perfect.
You give me about say 20 minutes or so. Looks over at several of his band of half orcs working. Huey, Dewey, take this over there. You see 2 of the half orcs come over, grab it. They're both, I guess, in tandem. Is there anything else I could do for you?
Flint will kind of gesture towards Kjartan and kind of give him the way.
Huh? I don't think Kjartan's part of this group anymore.
Different one, yeah.
Different one. Sirkin. Sorry. Wrong AP.
But for those of you that are listening to the show, head on over to our Hidden Shrine of Tomocon downloads.
I'm gonna excuse me. I'm gonna turn to Bacchus and ask him. Shit.
I don't shit on command.
Only willingly.
I'm looking for some like protection, either for myself or some like armor. How long would it take to fashion some chainmail, or do you have like any shields available?
Well, I have some stuff that's already available. We like to tinker around a bit here and there. What kind of protection are you looking for? Just an overall barrel chested? What are we talking about here?
Mostly chainmail to cover my body, as well as maybe a shield I can carry.
Yeah, I'll see what I could do. We got a couple of old shields from some of the some of the adventurers that have retired lately. I'll cut you a deal on that if you like. Say 5 gold for the shield, another 12 for the chainmail.
All right. Yeah, sounds good to me. So I hand over.
Hey, Dewey, go get that shield and chainmail from the last guy that we procured from. So you see one of the half-orcs go into the back room. A few moments later, you hear all this clanging and banging of metal being dropped and shifted around. You see him come back out, and he hands you a shield. And it's a medium-sized shield. You can see there's several dents on it. It actually looks like at one point, part of the upper portion has been pierced by something. As you could tell, that there's a perforation that's extended inwards. And he hands you the chainmail, and you see there's a few chain links that have been basically broke. And you get the idea that if you were holding that shield, that hole in the shield would probably line up with the hole in the chainmail. There you go. Hopefully it does better luck for you than it did for him.
How long would it take for you to repair this equipment?
Something like that. If we're just doing the chainmail, it'll probably take about an hour. If we're going to do the shield, it's probably going to be a little longer. We're going to have to pound that hole closed and do a little welding and make a plate on that, probably another couple hours. When do you need it by?
Probably a couple hours. I mean, we're still going to be in town for a little bit before we venture off, I think.
Okay, now this is sold as is. If you want me to fix it, it's going to be another 6 gold.
6 for both?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Deal.
Hey, Clyde, fix this. He takes it out of your hand and just kind of chucks it towards one of the anvils, and you see the half-orc just kind of look down at it and just keep banging on what he's already working on. Doesn't seem to see too much of a sense of an urgency to it. Would that be all, masters?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it for me.
What about you, halfling?
I pull out my daggers and see if he can sharpen these instruments of death.
Very nice. Let me take a look at that. How many do you have?
3.
3? Takes one of them over to the grinder and deftly sizzles it across. Takes the other one and then takes a third one. He brings them back, and 2 of the 3 are razor sharp. The other one doesn't seem to be much sharper than it originally started out. Tell you what, you guys want me to mess with your toys here? Set up an appointment, will ya? As it is right now, it's getting on about 10:30. I got an appointment over at Greyhounds.
We're on an important mission from the Baroness.
Oh, good God, you don't say.
No, we would appreciate if you could stick around a little longer. We'll make it worth your while financially. But we could really use your help in outfitting.
Either one of my apprentices, Huey, Dewey, Louie, or Clyde, can take care of this for you.
Are they as good as you?
Oh, they're excellent. Anyways, boys, if you need a drink,
I would actually like to roll an insight when he says they are excellent.
Go ahead.
That is a 16.
16. He is being genuine.
Yeah. So, if anyone's
You hear a dog
to
barking off in the distance.
if anyone's paying attention to Warren, he actually kind of like seems to like just like rub like just beneath his lower lip thoughtfully for a moment, looking at the other hand, and just kind of like does a quiet nod and doesn't say anything.
Excuse me, young master. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. And then as he says that, Warren will like glance over and look at. I'm assuming like he's got like a handful of like weapon racks on display,
A handful of what?
like a weapon rack with like a
Yeah,
handful
he's
of
got,
weapons.
but their weapons are the ones that he's repairing or are due to be repaired. It's like it got a few halberds on there, a few spears, some short swords, things like that.
Some tags hanging on them, you know.
There's a morning star on there, which looks at it has not yet been serviced. You can see that one of the fins on the morning star has been probably broken off, not sheared off, but broken off at some point.
And Warren will just kind of like look at that, and he just kind of like lightly like runs his hand along and just like touching each one, almost as if like somehow gauging some aspect of the weapon, and just no, I have nothing here. My allies here are the ones who need your services. I am fine. And as he says that, he points at like a little torch sconce that's on the wall in there, and the flames suddenly make a shape of like a humanoid figure pounding an anvil for like a moment before he waves his hands and dismisses the image.
He looks at you. And he just smiles, but it's a smile of like admiration. I like how you know flame. Anyways, if you meet me at the Greyhounds, your first drink's on me. Now get the fuck out of the way. And he moseys past you, and you see him make a right out of his store, heading back towards like where Timex general store was at. But then you see him turn up the road and start heading up that way. Meanwhile, you hear his other four blacksmiths banging away on the stuff that you had them basically repair and sharpen and stuff.
Excellent.
What would you like to do? Are you guys going to wait for your equipment to be ready, or? 'Cause I think they said it was going to take a little while for Sirkin's stuff to get finished.
Yeah,
so.
we could run a few other things in town
Yeah.
while we wait. I think we wanted to go to number 5 now, the apothecary.
Okay. Then that is actually right next to you have to pass it. Actually, it's right next door to the nope, it's not. Sorry, it's 2 doors down.
Okay.
From where you currently are right now. So you head on over that way.
As we're leaving, can I do a perception to see if anyone has kind of been, if any of these faces that we've seen around town are kind of looking familiar? Maybe we have a tail on us, or anyone kind of following us from, because you said it was a distance from the general store to the blacksmith, right?
Yeah, it was actually, I'm sorry, the blacksmith is 4 doors down from the general store. Number 6, where you're going, is actually 2 doors down. So you went, I screwed up. It's actually 4 doors away from you for the blacksmith. Where you want to go to the apothecary is 2 doors away from Timex. So you'd have to come back 2 doors to get there.
Oh, okay.
So on your way to the blacksmith, you pass the apothecary and then continued going.
Continue further up.
Yeah. Sorry, that was my bad. It's 6 and 16. So
All good, man.
your number's bigger, Paizo.
Add more doors.
So you said you wanted to make it an inspection or investigation.
Investigation.
Okay, go ahead.
See if anyone's kind of lurking around. That's 5.
5.
For
You
investigation.
see a lot of people milling about. You really don't see anybody taking notice of you as you're going from one place to another and then making your way back again. Although your movement seems odd, you don't detect anybody having noticed you doing this.
Okay.
Also, I have to imagine that we're quite a bit different than a lot of the people in the area. So, like, well, for one, Warren is much more flashily dressed than most.
Yeah, and this town is not a high end town. It's very run down.
Mhm.
Wherever their monies came from a long time ago when it flourished was brought in by the limestone. And when the quarry got flooded, they weren't unable to get the limestone out. And so the town basically just makes its money off minor trades and people that come and go and stuff. It really doesn't have a commerce per se. So that's the way the town looks right now. It's still in a dilapidated state, but you can tell that
Mhm.
people aren't really hungry. You know, they're happy.
They're well off but poor.
Not really well off.
Or
They're
not.
content would probably be a better
Okay.
description of it.
Their needs are being taken care of
Yes.
at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sirkin, what are you doing? You going to hang out at the blacksmith, or are you going to go with them?
No, I'm gonna go with them. There's no point waiting around.
Okay. So you see that the door to the apothecary is closed, but it doesn't look like this shop is closed. It just looks like the door itself is closed.
Walk in.
Okay.
Check the door, see if it's open.
It is. It's
Walk in.
unlocked. As you open the door, you hear a bell ring, and you're assaulted by this cool air as it begins to leave the building and starts to go past you to the outside. And you hear a voice from the back ask you, could you please close the door? I would prefer to keep the cool air inside.
Oh, yes, certainly. And Flint will wait for everyone to walk inside and close the door.
And again, you hear the bell ding as you close the door. And when you're inside, you feel very refreshed. You feel this cool air about you, basically tingling on your face. You smell the fragrance of all kinds of wild and rare floral arrangements all about you. You see all on the shelves, all these small vials of different sizes, different colors. You see plants hanging, some of them drying, some of them soaking in jars of water. I'll be with you in just a moment, please. I'm currently doing something in the back. I'm trying to get some of this product packaged up. Please feel free to look around.
Okay, I'd like to look around, see if he's got anything that's like potions, an area of potions.
There's all kinds of stuff all about. You do see that there are some sealed like counters or cabinets, whatnot, but they're sealed with glass. They almost look like a glass hutch where they have a rounded hood to them.
Okay.
And inside you see a few shelves of all these different colored sealed vials.
Are any of the vials labeled as to what they may be?
They look to be written with some kind of a scripture that you would not be familiar with without trying to make it some form of a check.
Yeah, I'd like to do, was it Arcana check?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to do an Arcana check to see if I can decipher what is written on them.
Okay.
That's actually, I rolled a 1, but I have halfling luck, so I get to roll again.
Okay.
You eat.
Rolled a 20, not a hard 20, placid 20.
You're able to decipher that some of these squiggles remind you of some of the things you might have seen in your travels as you procured items from other people. And it looks as though they say they're reminiscent of being healing potions, some kind of elixir that will help to invigorate you. And you can tell that they are different styles of healing potion. They're a light blue, but they're clear.
Okay.
Unlike the potion that you have, which is, I believe it was a blue, but it was opaque.
Yes. Okay. So it's an opaque blue. Can I roll perception, or just can I look to see if any of the blue potions are opaque like the one that I have?
At a cursory glance, you don't see any, but if you want to make a perception check or an investigation check,
Yeah,
would probably be better. Yeah.
I'll come over and go ahead. Sorry.
16?
16, you do not see one.
Okay. I'll hold on to that potion and wait for Zenmei to come back and see if he can identify it for us. Okay. That's the only question that I have.
Okay. Warren, did you have something you wanted to add?
I was just gonna like stand behind Stabby and look over him at whatever who is observing and just see if I can make sense of any of the potions.
After a few moments, you see somebody come from the back room. His hair looks all tied back in a ponytail, got a bandana on his head, looks all tie-dyed. He's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? What can I do for you? What you all looking for, man?"
I'm looking for some healing potions.
Oh,
However,
we got them all lined up for you, all of them.
Excellent. I'm
What are
curious.
you looking
though,
for?
I have a potion that is blue like your other healing potions here. However, mine is opaque. I'm wondering if you might be able to identify what type of potion this is.
Opaque blue, huh? Well,
Opaque blue.
may I take a peeky at that?
You may. I hand the opaque blue potion over.
He looks at it, holds it up to the light, takes a candle that has incense burning and stuff, and he kind of holds it behind it, and he's turning the vial up and down, kind of gives it a gentle shake. Looks at it, and you mind if I open this up, buddy?
Please
You
do.
okay with that?
Yeah, please do.
Pops it. Smell a little bit of a gypsum in here. You didn't drink any of this, did you?
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
He holds it up with the cap still off, and he just pours it right on the floor, caps the bottle, throws it in a trash can. Yeah, you don't want to drink that. Not unless you want to die.
Don't die.
Okay. Well, I thank Zenmei and I toss him a gold coin. Thank you for looking out for.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
A lot of incense for you. Fires up another one. What else can I do for you guys? Where you guys going, man? What are you guys doing? You guys out here on some kind of a trip? Man, I haven't taken a trip since this afternoon.
Like gonna say, are you sampling your own goods?
Got to make sure they're dynamite, yo. What can I get for you guys?
I'll look at everyone else and I'll look at him. I mean, some of us may have some other questions, but I think predominantly we want to make sure that we are equipped with some healing potions. I would have to imagine at least one each. I look to the others with kind of a questioning look.
Yeah.
At least one, yeah.
Well, if Zenmei's got it, you can get it. Amongst other things, too. You know, we sell screens here, dudes.
Screens?
Yeah.
No, what kind of screens? Pray tell.
Oh, forget it. If you don't know, man, it's all right. What do you need? You need some kind of potions? You want some potions that'll make you feel good, keep you rolling through the day? You want some potions that'll pick you up when you're down on the floor? What kind of potions you need?
I'd like. I tell him that we're adventurers that have encountered some pretty difficult situations. Does he have any recommendations of potions or any apothic type of things that we may be interested in?
Now, you're not talking stress. You're talking about when your shit's in the dirt, right?
When my shit's in the dirt.
He goes over to one of those glass hutches, and you see him lift up his back end of the hutch, by the way.
I was going to say, where are we going with this? I was like, hey, what kind of down in the dirt are we doing?
He starts thumbing around through some of the vials, and he grabs a few of them, and he brings them back, and you see 3 of them are translucent blue, and one of them is like a translucent, like purple. He's like, I got these 3 right here. These are the only ones I got that I've made up in the past week. These will heal you right up. This one right here, it'll give you a partial healing, but it's going to make you feel so good, like you could conquer anything.
It's a small bump, huh?
It's a good bump, though. Doesn't last that long, though. But it might be just what you need to get through a rough spot. You have any in-laws? Got a brother-in-law, the purple one. we'll settle that problem with your brother-in-law, if you know what I'm talking about. I got several ex-brother-in-laws. Let me tell you, every time family gathering, the purple all day long.
It's got that purple drink.
Purple drink.
Warren looks a little confused. For them or for you?
For you.
Okay.
How much?
Yeah.
Well, these little blue ones right here run 10 gold each, but the purple is 20 gold.
20 gold.
Now, looking by your well-dressed friend over there, I don't think money would be much of a problem for you guys. I mean, he's what is he, a prince? Looking all dapper. I'll tell you what, I'll give you all 4 bottles for the ring on his hand.
Stabby looks over at Warren with a quizzical look if he is prepared to part with his ring.
Warren looks over at the herbalist. I'm spacing on his name. Was
Zenmei.
Looks over at Zenmei with the hand that has a ring. He raises his hand,
gives him the finger, puts the ring on the middle.
Points an index up so that you can see the ring very clearly, and you actually see like fire and like force magic like swirl on the end of it, and he says, "Please try it."
No, I mean no offense, buddy. I'm just saying. I mean, I'll give you the whole lot for the ring if that's on the table. That's all.
And you give an extra discount.
First off, Zenmei, you do not want the trouble of the ring. Second off, we have gold to pay for the potions.
Stabby.
Well, I didn't think money was a problem, but I just thought maybe we'd like to do a little bartering if that was on the table. Meant no offense, please.
Truth be told, Zenmei, if I was exchanging this ring for something, I would be exchanging it for your shop and your indentured servitude.
So Stabby interjects and looks at Warren and says, "Warren, please, we're in this gentleman's business, his establishment.
So you condone slavery, huh?"
we should pay proper respects to this business owner.
No, little halfling, don't take offense. It was merely a question, and I can see how truly valuable the ring is. But all that being said, if you guys like the potions, here they are. They're yours.
All right.
For 50 GP.
Flint will grab the gold pieces and hand it over to him.
He grabs each of them, lays them out, moves his hand in front of them like a curtain, and as his hand passes each stack, you see them disappear behind. So like as they're leading, they disappear as his hand goes beyond. He says, "Well, I thank you. Anytime you guys need anything, man, I got the kind stuff. I'm here all day long, but I close at 2. 2.
Stebby nods to Zenmei and rushes himself out the door. He's mildly irritated at Warren's demeanor with Zenmei.
Roll for initiative.
Warren will just kind of incline his head and nod in thanks.
Well, thank you too, young prince. Anytime you need anything else, please. I'm here all the time, 7 days a week, all the time.
Until 2. Of course.
My liege. Make an insight check, Warren.
Oh, lordy. Oh, hey. 20, not a hard 20 again. Flaccid 20.
This individual looks way more intelligent, and his faculties are certainly greater than what he appears to be.
Of course he is. And then Warren will turn around and leave.
Thank you all. Please make sure you close that door. Don't want to let the cold air out. It's hot as hell out there. You hear the bell ring as you guys open the door, and the bell ring again as it closes. You still have a little time, Sirkin, before your shield and chainmail are done. Flint, most likely your shit is already handled back at Bacchus's smithy.
Smithies? Smitherson's?
Stop it.
Smithy Smitherson.
Yeah. Flint's okay waiting until, Sirkin stuff is all done.
Now, ironically, you guys are standing on the corner of Canticleer Road and Devi Road. You guys are right at the intersection of that.
I look at the others as well. Is there anywhere else that anyone wanted to go?
Gotta have a brothel here somewhere.
I would like to.
Gotta be a what?
Brothel.
What kind of man of the cloth are you?
Very kind.
He's a holy man.
I'm interested in. I look at the group and I'm interested in Devlin's devices at address 23. We heard
Heard that going late at night, actually, when you guys
Exactly.
were on your way back after crossing the bridge.
Yep.
On your way to the Wise Piper Inn.
So I look at the rest of the group and confirm, is everybody interested in going to Devlin's?
I make an after you gesture to Stabby.
Oh yeah, I'm down. Flint's down.
Okay. Once Flint and Sirkin began to walk, I motioned to Warren and I placed my hand on his arm and said, "I can back to speak with you."
Warren just kind of inclines his head.
So I say to Warren, I said, Warren, I was not really not very approving of your behavior in Zenmei's store. It's clear to me with his last statement that he is very interested in your ring. I believe that you have placed us under a watchful eye, potentially, that places the group at risk over your ring. I would ask that while we are here in town, that you control your emotions.
My emotions. I appreciate your concern, and I will certainly take it into consideration. Well, I do believe that much of Zenmei's demeanor is upfront, perhaps to make him more genial to his clientele. And while I think he can be a nuisance, I do not actually see him as a threat.
Well, I would say, Warren, when we were at Timex General Store, I did see a silhouetted figure between two buildings watching us. My guard is up in this town that we may be being watched. So I think it would be in our best interest to tread lightly in town until we get out of here and get our supplies. Do you think you can do that until we get out of town and continue along our adventure?
Well, I suppose. Well, here, why don't we do this? And he looks down at his garb and he says, I am a little bit more ostentatious. So here, may I have your hand for a moment?
No, you may not. The last time that another man placed his hand upon mine, he put me in shackles. Perhaps you do not know my background, but I was a slave.
I promise you that is not my case, and I am that is not my intent, and I am not going to grip your hand. I just need your hand for a moment.
Stebby declines at this time.
Okay, very well. And then he says, well, then I will need to ask Flint for some assistance. So we should probably go catch up to them.
Yes, please. Let's.
And Warren will like pick up the pace to catch up to Flint and Sirkin, and come up behind Flint and say, Flint, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure. What do you need?
You are an honorable man, are you not?
Some would say.
Do you consider yourself an honorable man?
Oh, yes. Then I do.
And if I place in your care something that is of true value, you will not do anything untoward with it.
Of course not. You have my word.
Excellent. May I have your hand?
Flint extends his hand out.
Warren puts his hand with the ring over Flint's hand and picks up his pack from the purchases that he had made at the general store. And he says, when you are done at this next store, please step out into a side alley. And I will... Actually, I'm sorry. I should ask this first, Brian. What is the traffic like on the street?
It's very light, especially as you guys make your way further east along. I just took out my glasses. Canticleer Road. As you guys make your way further east, it actually gets thinner because the only thing beyond that is the Witch Tower that had collapsed, Hunclay's Manor, and of course the Baroness's Manor on the other side of the road. So it gets thinner. All the congestion is more by the general store and at that intersection going north up the road and a little bit to the east, a little bit to the west, but you're in a very thin area right now.
So Warren will take a quick look around and make sure that no one is looking, directly at them. And then he will say, just step into a more secluded area and I will rejoin you. And you actually see Warren's form actually take on the silhouette of flame, and then it will flow into the ring, and he disappears.
Warren does.
And
the ring is in Flint's hand.
The ring is in Flint's hand.
Okay, Stubby, as you're
magic trick
catching up, Sirkin, you've managed to stop in the middle of this road as Flint and Warren had gone down a side alley behind the Dodgian livery. A few moments later, you see this blinding light, and then you see Flint come back into the road alone. Stubby, you see Flint walking out on the road from behind Sirkin. You're still probably about 30 feet back, but you don't see Warren.
I call out to Flint and say, Flint, where's Warren?
I believe he might be in my satchel. He gave me possession of his ring, and there was a giant beam of flame, and he disappeared, but yet I kept his ring.
Did he tell you anything else?
Just to see if I could hold his ring for safety, and that if he could trust me.
And for reference, Brian, I am aware of everything that's going on around the ring.
Okay. As you were previously while you were still stuck within it. Yes.
Yes.
So as you guys stand between address number 17 and address number 18, you're standing in the middle of the road at this point. You know that the Devlin's devices is still further east up that road at this point.
$17 and $18. Nothing. We're just standing there, right, at this point?
Yeah, he came. Flint came out from behind the Dodgian livery stable, but to the east of that building. So when he comes out, you guys are basically right at the corner of the livery stable
And
on the
19.
east side. Yeah, right in that
Okay.
area.
Okay. So I look at Flint and Sirkin and say, are you guys ready to move on? Flint, it sounds like that you have Warren at hand, protecting him. Thank you. I was concerned that Warren and perhaps the group would be placed into additional danger based upon his interaction with Zenmei. We should protect that ring with our lives. I may not always agree with Warren's methods, but he is a part of the group, and we should protect him. And I start to walk towards Devlin's devices.
Delbin.
Delbin with a B.
Yes, DLBIN. DELBIN. Sorry. Delbin.
Oh. Flint's gonna shoot a look at Sirkin and be like, the hell do you think that was all about?
I don't know.
So as you guys continue moving east along the road, you guys eventually come to the building where there's a rickety looking sign over the door. It says Delbin's Devices. Only the same noise that you heard the previous night, really early in the morning. I think it was like 1:30 in the morning, the hammering and stuff. You don't hear that at all. You hear nothing but silence at the door.
Can we see is there any windows of this building?
There are a few windows, but they look to be covered over with some kind of a metallic material.
Okay.
But it does look like a shop, though. Like,
it looks like a residence that might have been converted into a shop.
okay. Is there any, say like it's a house shop type deal? Is there a separate area or door that's adjacent to the house that, maybe looks like it would be mainly for the shop?
From
that he
where you're
runs?
standing on the front porch, there's only the front door.
Okay. And there's no other sign other than the one that was above the door.
Yeah, just the one sign above it. Yeah, you'd have to walk around the house to see if there's any other point of egress, but from standing at the front, and it's not a big house either. It's fairly small.
Well, Sebby, if you want to knock on the door and see if he's home, it doesn't look much of a shop. It looks more of a residence.
I'll nod at Flint and knock upon the front door. I stand to the side of the door, though, when I knock.
You knock. You don't hear anything for moments.
I'll knock again, but I'll use the butt of my rapier to knock more loudly.
Who the hell is it? I'm not. You see the door open up. You see this really old man. He's got a receding hairline. Basically looks like has that bozo hair going around his head, all white, frilled out. He's really not much taller than you, Stubby. I say, Jesus, what the hell are you doing here? I was trying to get some sleep. Doesn't anybody sleep anymore? What are you doing on my door? What does this look like?
Devlin, we were told that you are the creator of magnificent devices.
Yeah, I am, but not right now. I'm sleeping.
Well, sir, we did not know that, but we are interested in your wares. Your wares come highly recommended. By,
I know. Every time I hear the same thing, but I ain't got time for your shit, man. I'm tired. And he closes the door. Come back later. I'm tired.
Okay.
Oh, what was that?
I look at Cirque and I say, I don't know, but he's Mr. Grumpy Gills. I believe we woke him up. Perhaps we can come back here after we gather our repaired items and head on to explore the limestone caves and Hunclay's manor.
All right, works for me. Do you guys want to go anywhere else?
We are just waiting for the stuff to be done at the blacksmith, and think after that, I don't know. Flint didn't have anything else in mind. I mean, I know you said you wanted, Stebby, you wanted to check out someone's residence. Sorry, I forgot. I don't think I wrote it down on.
We're here. We're at Devlin's.
Oh, Devlin's? Oh, it's
Yeah,
just
Devlin.
Devlin's. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I did, Flint, I did want to at some point look at Hunclay's, manor, since he is no longer here, the wizard, and see if it reveals any clues or perhaps items that may be useful on our adventure. But
Okay.
But we also, I think this is a good opportunity, Flint and Sirkin. I look at both of them, and that we gather as much information as we possibly can, from the locals. Recall that the half orc is still at the gray, the inn. Was it the Gray Mane Inn?
The Grey
Grey
Hands.
Hands Tavern.
Hands.
Yeah.
And recall, first round was upon him. So we should be good visitors and take him upon his offer.
The three of you make a perception check.
Seven.
Flint,
Oh, 8.
Sirkin.
Come on, bring it home.
What do you got, Sirkin?
21.
21.
Nice.
Sirkin, you actually see someone standing under one of the eaves of the livery stable on the western end of it. This individual seems to be looking at the three of you. And when you make eye contact, seeing him, you see him disappear into the shadows and move away, as though this individual has been watching the three of you.
I turned to Stebby and Flint. Did you just see that? Do you see that guy over there?
No, what are you talking about, Sirkin?
Over by the stables. It looks like someone was watching us.
No, I did not see that.
You guys want to go check it out?
I think we should. That's if you saw somebody there and I saw somebody when we were at Timax, somebody's watching us. They either want the group or they want Warren.
Oh, didn't
So
think
we're
about
going
it that
to-
way.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, since we are no longer at the residency, I would like to see, can I go around the building where it's secluded, where no one else, away from where Sirkin saw the guy?
You mean you want to go down to the livery stables, or you want to go around the building that you're at
Just
right
somewhere
now?
that's just isolated from everyone.
Yeah,
There's
you
not
could,
so much traffic.
you could go around to the eastern side of Delbin's house. Because
Okay.
it looks like there's a large field there, or not really large, but it definitely looks like it's big enough for you to. You'll be able to see the bridge, and there's nothing beyond his area.
Okay. So he'll go behind the building and he'll actually take Warden's ring out of his satchel and put it in his palm and see what it does. See if he pops out of it.
After a couple of moments, the ring will like kind of flash like really warm and like flame.
Hold on a second. As you feel the need of Flint to pull you out of the ring, you start feeling this resistance pulling you back slightly into the ring. And you hear this voice. This individual has something that I desire, Warren. And then you feel this energy push you out of the ring as you jettison yourself out of it to be standing right in front of Flint.
Warren, like, so you see like flame, like the ring seems to like flicker for a moment, and then it seems to like be still, and then about 2 seconds later is flame, you kind of erupts up and out of it, and you see Warren, and he's like the flame takes the shape of like his silhouette and then dissipates into him, and he's caught in like a pose where he's looks like someone more like was like arm up, like protecting himself from like someone who is like pushing him or something like that. And the flame has like the ring actually reforms like with him with his finger in the ring, and so he like lifts it up, and you see instead of his like more ostentatious garb, he has put on his more sedate traveler's clothes as he reappears and reforms, and he's like, I need to think twice about doing that. Anyways, and then he looks around, says, and you see him like look down at you, Flint, for a moment, and he like kind of like looks at you quizzically, and then says, "Oh, okay. Where are we? Oh, okay. I see the river. Where are we going now?"
Stubby believes that we are currently being followed by someone, and I thought it would be best if you would be part of it versus being carried in my satchel. I was like,
I agree.
Also, he notices Warden has changed his outfit into traveler's clothes and be like, it's a lot of work for just changing clothes. I'm sure we could have found another place at the end to allow you to change. If you're the shy kind.
You guys wanted to go to Deblin's, and I didn't want to split the party.
Understood.
Where did Warren want to go?
Hmm?
Where did Warren want to go?
Warren is honestly at this point the only thing he's waiting for is for Sirkin and Flint to finish up with the blacksmith. So I mean, like, if there's still time to kill, then gray hands it is, as far as Warren's concerned.
And you still hear that voice echoing in your head that this individual has something that I desire. Now, who that individual is, whether it's Flint or whether it's Delbin, it's left up to some kind of an interpretation. But we'll worry about that next session.
All right.
Nice. Very good.
That was some awesome roleplay, guys.
That was exciting.
Thank you for joining us once again on Roll the Hard 20 podcast. Remember, you can find us and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeart Radio. And if you like what you're hearing, please leave us that 5-star review. You could also contact the show directly at rollthehard20podcast@gmail.com or head on over to the website at rollthehard20podcast.com. And be sure to check out the galleries. We got a lot of really interesting stuff posted there. And finally, join us on our Patreon page at patreon.com/rollthehard20podcast. There are ways for you to help out the show and pick up swag. So until next session, keep your dice warm and your glass full as you roll those hard 20s.